Probably at least 5 times more than he made in career earnings. Joining us right now, here's a guy that made triple that in career earnings and deserved every stinking penny. The one, the only, Sean Salisbury. Good morning, brother.
How you guys doing today, man?
Hey, man, we're doing good. How are you doing, Sean?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Doing good. You want to know what I got? I'm getting ready for my podcast, but I you find things when you're not up at 3:30 in the morning doing your morning drive show. Uh-huh. You start to think the stuff that you used to laugh, say, no, I'd never do that, dude. I got to come clean. This is awful. But, because all that takes, I'm going to take a little time off because, I've been playing a little golf. Good. I'm doing this and, kids and all that and stuff that I always tried to do, but still mixing it. Dude, I'm sitting on my couch right now. I would lie and say I was preparing and doing it all. I did that earlier. I got it's the Hallmark Channel on. And I've already skipped through, the Halloweens that I've seen, all the scary movies. It's been on 47 times on your cable in the last 3 nights, but I watched those. So I think I'm going to get some Halloween stuff. So I'm Hallmark. And, dude, I'm going back to back now. I'm watching Hallmark Christmas love stories. I don't have a tear in my eye just yet, but I'm thinking, you pathetic. I'm like, dude, you become what you said. Oh, no, that's not. Why don't I just turn on General Hospital? I don't even know if that's on the air anymore. But I'm sitting here with my 3 dogs like, Sean, I don't even know who you are anymore.
He's watching his stories.
I don't want to get too locked into it. Next thing I'm going to be baking with an apron on, and you're going to say, Sean, what are you doing for a living? Nothing. I'm delivering goods to people's houses.
How long is it going to be before Sean's like, guys, I'm really sorry. I can't come on. My book club's meeting early.
Are you kidding me? They moved the time to 8 Pacific. Sorry. Can't miss it. This week we're talking Harlequin romance. I mean, what?
He's going to be talking about true crime shows here within the week, dude. Watch.
I did. I looked at myself and I said, I don't even know who you are. People say, oh, enjoy the time off. Yeah, until it turns me into a baking book club clown watching Hallmark stories in the morning, and I'm not apologizing for it.
The visual is phenomenal.
Nothing wrong.
Oh my God!
Oh, it is. Oh. Sean's sitting there in his Peanuts boxers.
I want to give him a visual. I'm actually in logs. I keep my house, as you know, Dave, all these years, like it's 65 degrees, right? So I got long, like waffle joggers on with a long sleeve hoodie, and I got a knit blanket made by my grandma up to my neck with coffee, pushing both hands on the coffee cup with tears running down my eyes, watching Hallmark Mysteries. Hey, Sean, how's that retirement? Well, not very good.
Sean's sitting there in his quilt, watching the Notebook. Oh,
rest in peace.
Right now, tears rolling down, saying, and texting my friends and saying, "Do you want to FaceTime? Are you watching the same thing?"
You know what? Rest in peace, John Clayton. He'd have so much fodder for you right now.
He would. He'd be ruthless on you.
I would just throw the white towel into surrender. If you do this, he'd bury me. Oh, yeah, Mr. Macho Stud Quarterback.
Right.
How was that the hot chocolate and the Hallmark movie?
Oh, French onion soup on the docket for Sean a little bit later. By the way, before we continue, and I don't know if you're still going to be comfortable coming on the show after I tell you this, but we're always honest. We're always upfront. I found out today, Sean, for the first time ever, that not only have neither Jason or Chris ever seen the 80s classic The Lost Boys, but Jason's never seen The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Dude, I'm watching a Hallmark Christmas movie. You want to know my thoughts?
Thank you, Sean.
No, I was going to dog you out. How dare you?
Right.
How dare you not have seen at least one? I'm that guy. Let's add to the pathetic shot. They go down. They'll somebody will put on social media some 50 movies you've seen or places you've been, and I'm going through it and I'm saying, well, damn, I don't know if I'm a vagabond or what, but I've read every one of those books, seen every one of those movies, and been through every one of those cities, 50, and they think if you're lying, right? I saw, Sean, you didn't see that love story. Yeah, I sure did. You mean 4 brides for 4 brothers or whatever? 7 brides for 7
4
brothers.
weddings and a funeral, yeah.
4, right, seen it all. I cried with Steve Martin when everybody was family, and he's got 11 kids, right?
Yes.
So, I'm not coming on the show anymore. You guys are gonna have to pay me 2 mountains wanting Mike's FIFA certificates now that they haven't seen the movie.
That's more time for Sean's Tupperware Club.
Yeah, don't just if it just rings the voicemail, you guys will know at 10:00 on Tuesday mornings, right?
Hi, you read Sean Salisbury. I'm busy at an Avon meeting right now.
Dude, and since we're just having a blast today, which I love, I'm one of those guys that also spins on my web browser looking up, because I am starting a new golf apparel. No joke. We'll talk about that. A new leisure golf apparel that I think is going to be off the charts. So I've been spinning my mind for 30 years, and I'll tell you how I got there. But that's not for now. But But let's not spin it. But I'm going through a browser, like how people shop.
Yeah.
Here's the last 3 texts I've gotten. 0 restriction. It's a clothing line. Your exclusive 20% off is waiting. Claim your cart. Then I got one from Ashworth Company. Hey, we're holding your cart for just a bit longer, dude. I'm looking up and down. There's Local Boy Outfitters. It's kind of a dog and golf apparel company. I'm going up and down there and say, well, yeah, there's not Mizzen in Maine, which is a golf apparel. Hey, the Henderson Henley's back and ready for your application. Pick your favorite color and enjoy. So just to add to all this, the fact that I'm still mad at you guys, I literally now am like, dude, there's going to be a Hallmark movie made of me. I'm golf apparel shopping at 8 in the morning, and 400 emails come in. Your cart's still open, Sean.
Salisbury heartache coming soon.
Yes.
Dude, I thought I hit rock bottom. Where the hell am I going?
Right. I thought it was bad when we were doing our podcast, Sean. Where are you at now, dude? Oh, my God.
Hang on a second. Hey, I'd like my hot chocolate a little hotter. Sorry about that.
So instead of asking you about the 2 Monday night games, what's your best Hallmark review right now?
Great point right there, Jason.
This one right here.
Yeah.
It sets up this. Girl lives in city, teaches school. Christmas time comes around, layoffs. Her grandfather passed away, who was her hero, found his journal, goes back home. Her high school boyfriend is back from the military. He just happens to help her find the wreath in that area. It's a little cold out. They've got a gingerbread store. She does, and her mom, honest to God, dude. And so they're going to fall in love. She got laid off because of the holiday. She's an art teacher back home in North Carolina with the snow on the ground. It'll end with everybody in each other's arms and having another candy cane. I give it right now on a scale of 1 to 5. It's a 4.45. Yeah. Pretty good.
It's emotional.
I'll see how the ending goes. But that Monday Night Football game was good, too. I just had to say because I was watching a Hallmark movie.
Well, I mean, hold on, watch this. If you're a 49er fan right now, you might have one of those little tears of joy coming down your face and sorrow as well. They're 5-2. They're tied at the top of they're right behind the Packers at the top of the NFC. But also, they pretty much win every game. Sean comes with either a win, a loss, but definitely a pretty serious injury. And somehow they're doing this. Somehow Kyle Shanahan's keeping this whole crew together, dude.
Yeah, true. And great segue, by the way.
Thank you for that.
We got to it. You know what? And they did it without being spectacular offensively, except the run game. Now, didn't that look like Kyle Shanahan team? Yeah. While they'd probably like to throw it a few more times, protect the ball, give McCaffrey going, run it, 39, 40 times? So I think they ran it 39 times in the game. That's who he is. That's who he wants to be. But, we've given him a lot of great credit because he's earned it. We've also given him, I think at times we've criticized him fairly harshly for getting to a game and what's happened here. But in truth, he's done a hell of a job coaching there, and this may be one of his better jobs. You got a guy that was a journeyman quarterback. He's dealt with a 7th-round last pick of the draft type quarterback, and who's hurt. And then all the obvious injuries to not just guys, and that doesn't mean the injuries any more or less important to them in their careers, but when it comes to star players, I mean, it's something all the time. And to keep them going where they're going and get great production, it's been pretty impressive. I'm not sure this isn't so far, damn near halfway into the season, one of his best coaching jobs. Because if they were fortunate to get some of these guys back, they become a force because the NFC is no joke. You mentioned Green Bay. I can make an argument after watching last night that Detroit is the best team in the NFC. And I'm telling you right now, their defensive coordinator, he's better than they were last year. And that's saying something because Aaron Glenn's a head coach. I mean, they're playing, and with all those injuries, they're playing with great energy. Tampa, I mean, you start to look around. The Rams aren't going away. We know that. I mean, Stafford is still slinging it as good as anybody in the league. So there's some really good teams in the NFC. So 5-2, and we're still sitting there saying, "Oh, how good are they, or what, where are they going? So pretty impressive. One of Kyle's best jobs, and it's every time he looks around, he's got to find another backup or somebody to come in and elevate their game.
Yeah, and next up for them is the Texans, a team you obviously know well. You covered for a long time down there, and they played last night. They don't look quite right. They've had injuries too. What's going on with the Texans? You know what?
They're not. Their defense will show up. They play a little bit of undisciplined. You saw like the run for that scramble out of the pocket, make a run, and then Darnold, you slam him, you got him down, and then you slam him into the ground. Silly things like that put them in a bind. They're a physical defense. Listen, you're not going to trade them for many defenses in the league. They've got a good young secondary. They're really good, and they fly around. They just do. So that's not their weakness, other than some stupid stuff they'll do once in a while that extend drives. But they are physical, and they fly to the football, and they got 2 elite edge rushers. It's offense is a problem. They're not physical on the offensive line. You've been trying to find that for a while. It's been lost. The depth at running back, even though they're getting better, Woody Marks, but the Joe Mixon thing has still been a problem. Stroud hasn't been the same since his rookie year. He's been good at times, and then really inaccurate on easy throws that he didn't miss his rookie year. The second coordinator in 3 years now, so he's still getting it back. And I think he's a little skittish in the pocket because he's not setting his feet like he did as a rookie, and that may losing trust in the guys up front, and a lot of injuries with young players at wide receiver. Other than that, offensively, I guess they're okay. And another rookie play caller. When Bobby Slowick came in, and then his second year, they didn't like it, got rid of him. They bring in another guy who's smart, knows football, but he's a rookie play caller, and there's a rhythm that goes in, and we kind of know who they are now. They don't dominate you in anything on the offensive side of the ball, and that's going to be a problem because we have too many good quarterbacks and offenses that can score. They just can't score. They are not a playoff team, regardless of what anybody thinks. They're getting dominated in that division right now.
Sean Salisbury with us. Sean, and I don't say this lightly. I people and jobs, and I don't wish bad on anyone, but just from a pure football standpoint, how is Mike McDaniel still in Miami?
I have no idea. I don't. And when the owner says, well, if the fan base or the team, or he loses the team, listen, Mike's a really bright guy.
Yeah.
He's extremely smart. That doesn't also make you a great head coach, leadership skills or the rest of it. Mike beats to his own drum. He's a guy who's pulling it. It just looks weird optics-wise. I always think Don Shula, coat and tie type of guy. And then you look over there, and not that this makes him a good or bad coach, but you hear these things. Mike's got his joggers pulled up to his knees. You know what I'm saying? It's like it just kind of looks like the guy who's in Santa Cruz surfing, but is smarter than all of us, right? I'm just telling you, things you hear, but I don't know, Dave. I don't, and I'm with you. I don't ever, when people say it's a hard job, I don't like to see people get fired. I don't. But you know what? If you're, I guess, James Franklin, $55 million later, he's going to be just fine. Thank you. So will Mike. But I don't know. Think about a team that lacks physicality as much as any team in the league. As smart as Mike, maybe if Mike could play because he's smarter than 15 IQs combined. The problem is there's a leadership issue in that building, whether people call it culture, leadership, buy-in, whatever it is, words you choose or phrases we choose to use. Those guys don't play for him. They just don't. And he's got physical, he's got finesse written all of them. They don't do anything physically well. Talented, but when I'm talking about dominate the line of scrimmage, finesse teams don't win in this league. They'll look good for a week, and then when you're finesse and your quarterback's throwing it to the other team 3 times, then you're missing stuff, and you're making $50+ million, that sets you back too. So if you're going to be finesse, you better be really good at it, which they've been at times, but they don't win against physical teams. And now you look, play a quarterback calling out the team, then he has to go apologize for it. Now you lose that locker room. And then Mike doesn't – I don't think it's exactly that Mike commands respect, unfortunately. Smart guy, but doesn't make you a great leader, great head coach. Right now, if I'm looking at the Dolphins, I'm saying he must have a great relationship because most wouldn't last through this. And maybe that's their expectation in Miami. It doesn't mean Mike won't go on to be a great head coach another time. I just don't see how this continues because if they got buy-in, I can tell you right now, it's not you can't see it with the naked eye because that team looks to me like they'd rather be playing golf in Florida than playing football.
Is it tanking,
nothing
Sean?
About them to like.
Sorry, Sean. Is it just Steve? We brought this up yesterday. Is it Stephen Ross, the owner, saying, you know what, we there's no point in winning this year. We're not going to turn it around. Why am I going to pay a new coach to come in? Now, this is a sports talk take I have. You're a football player on sports talk, so it's easy for me to say that.
But there's a big difference between that football player who's fighting and scratch for his livelihood and a billionaire owner who's like, screw that. I mean, he ain't the only one that runs teams that thinks that way. I think you're on, not just on to something. You're probably spot on. You're like, okay, Taylor, we're going to fire the interim coach anyway.
Yeah.
If you do that, I mean, how often do those guys keep the job? Rarely. Once in a while, you'll see a guy get it, but it's rare. And when they do get it, sometimes they don't keep it that long. So, I got this. We'll get a higher draft pick. I'm fighting through. Now what you do is you're right. You experiment. Okay, Mike's here. Fine. What do we get? We're not changing overnight. We're 5 players away from being 5 players away. We're not just 1 player away. So you experiment with viewers. You go through it. It's a good point. I mean, the reason you say, well, we'll be picking higher anyway. So, because they got some – you could tell there's a lot of dysfunction there. And I think Mike's gotten to the point where I don't know if he knows how to control it. And I don't know how they felt about him as a leader when he came in. Bright guy. And, I mean, you want him on your staff. The question is, will he learn from this if he doesn't keep this job and go elsewhere? But right now, he's got to get him ready to play each week. But they pillow fight. If you want the greatest pillow fight in the world, call the Miami Dolphins. That's about how finesse they are.
And maybe your answer has been to this question has been in what you've said, Sean, but I'm just curious from a lot of people say or in this situation, they've lost the locker room. So what does that look like in the locker room then?
Respect. And you can lose it a lot of different ways. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but you tell me what you see on that team that fights for their coach. Now, Let me ask you this. 2 coordinators gone, a guy that gets in your face but demands accountability. And do you think that Goff and defensive players and the Jahmyr Gibbs are running through a wall for Dan Campbell right now?
Yeah.
Amon-Ra, I do.
Yeah.
And you can see it. There's a respect factor. It's not a matter. There's plenty of coaches that may not be liked. But I just, when I watch Miami Dolphins, it feels like it's a bunch of people playing in a 16-person singles match, where it's one-on-one. It's not a team. It's just one-on-one. It's just match play. That they're in it for themselves. How am I going to beat this guy or be competitive? I see on other teams that it's like, it's a group. So whatever that is when you lost the locker room, it's somewhere along the line. Maybe it was in a meeting that if it's true that Tua said what he said, even though he threw his guys under the bus, if behind the scenes, it's a Tua thing. You should never air your dirty laundry, but it's a Mike McDaniel and coaching staff thing. If you really allowed people to sleep in, show up late to meetings, and they're not accountable. It's like as much as I like Cliff Kingsbury when he was the head coach in Arizona, when he said he allows his phones on players to have their phones in meetings. No, I don't care if they're grown adults or 12-year-olds. That's a job. Put it away. If we'll pull out our computers for the game plan. It's just too easy to get sidetracked, and people are tired. It's the same thing here. If they're showing up late, why would I respect the head coach if he's allowing me to? I got to show up on time, but 5 other stars get to show up 15 minutes after the meeting starts and just give you no excuse. So the second I hear people are showing up late, it's just basically looking at your coach and your teammates and saying, my time's more valuable than yours. What are you going to do about it? And apparently, not a damn thing. They keep losing. So to me, it can be that. It can be you treated one guy different. I don't mean you've got to treat them all the same. But when it comes to rules, you do, or at least give the perception that you do. So if what Tua said is true, even though he shouldn't be saying it to us, he should be handling it in the house, you got a whole bunch of problems. Now you got a guy empty in the bucket about his guys, and you got a coach that won't stop guys from showing up late. A $5,000 fine ain't going to do it. You take away what they love to do, or you hit them deeper in the wallet. Player empowerment's one thing, but when it dismantles a team, look no further than the office that the coach sets in, because you're either fixing it or you're allowing it to happen, which means you're encouraging it. And from my vantage point, if they're showing up late, this won't last much longer other than maybe you get to the off season unless it just goes completely to hell in a handbasket, which they're pretty close right now with the way they play football.
When are you going to get off your ass and throw the Hallmark movies away and get into coaching full time, Sean?
Well, I guess if the right coach or the right front calls me, I've actually looked at a couple of gigs of this, of putting a resume on some like deputy athletic directors. I don't know. I joke about this. I am sitting watching, but I have a plan. Yeah. But I also know I can deviate from it if necessary. But if the right situation calls me up, of course. And I get, I talk to people about it, but I don't go out. I don't go looking for it. I don't go to coaches' conventions. I guess maybe I would consider it, and it's not an arrogant, you come get me. It's just, I don't know, but I have a lot to offer in that part of the game. But, it just takes the right coach for me. there's a commitment, because I'm not doing it just a one and done type of thing. I want to, whether it's college or high school or as a coach in the NFL, I would like to be as somebody who I know what their values are and what they want to do and how they coach it and teach it. But it would take the right situation. I wouldn't just jump in one, just like it would in broadcasting or anything else. So I don't know, but you're right. Hallmark for now. The truth is my golf game's got to get better, because I got a lot of stuff I'm going to work on. You can't be representing a golf apparel company and not have a single-digit handicap, right? So there you go. Well, I guess you probably can, because that means you're playing too much golf and not paying attention to your clothing and your performance hoodies and your joggers and your slacks. So I'm working on it all, brother.
Gotcha.
Trying to be the master of some trade, and I'm not sure which one it is.
Well, Sean, you could tie them all together with Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story. So I don't know if you've watched that one yet.
You know what? Is that is it really the Kansas City Chiefs? Because there's one where there's a football player who comes home. He's a Kansas City Chief, comes home. I've seen it. Comes home to see his family in the offseason, gets reconciled with his gal and his buddy and helps him out. So maybe I have seen it, but if not, it's marked. I got news for you.
Yeah.
I got it.
Donna Kelsey, the Mama Kelsey, makes a cameo in this. So I think it's loosely on, I don't know if it's on Travis and Taylor. I don't know, but it's.
I know the one you're talking about. It's too big. And honest to God, I saw it about 3 months ago. So, yes, he comes home. He's got his girl and his brother. Yes, they're brothers, and it's made. I know exactly. Now I didn't know it was Mama Kelsey, but that's exactly. Matter of fact, Mike significant other says, "Hey, that looks like it's supposed to be made after the Kelseys." Well, I'll be damned. Here we are, and so I have seen it, which is so pathetic. You just caught me on that. I can't believe I'm admitting this. So there you go. Okay, guys, you've interrupted
our fault.
My Hallmark.
Back to the stories.
Now, get off my airway.
Good luck with your sourdough starter and your quilt.
Hey, I don't know why my dough's not standing up better. I'm not sure.
We'll talk about yeast off the air, brother. Have a
good idea. Talk to you guys later.
See you. Bye.
See you, Sean. Wow.
Sean Salisbury,
Former NFL quarterback.
Bang, bang.